who don't even want to use their voices or even make a sound, this is a really nice one. I like it a lot. You can just rub your hands together. Yeah, that makes a nice little, that's gentle. I like that. You send it up to, just lob it on stage. Okay, there you go. Awesome. So, we now know how we can support our readers up here. I'm going to give you a little bit of the pieces of what's going to happen. I know you're all very slam articulate, I guess. You all know what's going on here, but let's go through it. There are going to be no props allowed. So, you know, don't point at your shirt and be like, my shirt is the coolest. Instead of clapping when the quote is trying to speak, we're snapping our fingers, we're making some Okay, at the end of the poem, we can clap loudly and enthusiastically, and please do that. And while we're doing that, we're going to reward the poet with our praise and not the scores. We do have some judges here. I think you know them. I think you love them. We've got Miss Boutreau. Boutreau, thank you for the correction. And is it true, Miss Boutreau, are you our vice principal? Oh my goodness, thank you for this amazing work that you're doing. I rise. You leave, I stay. There is no ending, no beginning. Only gone tomorrow, here today. And what is here today will soon be gone again. There is no start. There is no end to the vibrant rising moon or the placid setting sun. Only patterns we've been living since before even the beginning had begun. So if you wonder why this goodbye rolls so easily off my tongue, it is because there are places in me that know that this journey is not done. It has only just begun to unfold in untold stories carved across our bones. Poetry written on our wings, instinctual as secrets scattered through our dreams where we will meet again for the first time in places we have never been. And I will love you until the constellations tumble from the sky, pulling us and pushing us like breaking tides. I will love you there and under covers and every place in between until your bones can remember that no space built between lovers like us is ever as impossible to cross as it may seem. Thank you. But they just sit up home. Judges, what do you think? All right, we have a 4.5. What do you think about it? Seems like a reasonable score. All right, we have a 4. We have a 5. Can I get higher than that? And we have a 4.5. Give it up for our judges. Give it up for our poets. Give it up for ourselves. Amazing. All right. It is time to start this situation proper. Okay, so I would like to introduce you to your first readers in this year's slam. Please give it up for Aubrey Sparvier and Evelina Borvanova.
We are the generation of technology. The generation of iPhones, iPads, iMacs, yet we don't have money, we live off life hacks, and I don't have stacks on stacks. I have 69 cents.
Oh, you know what that means? I don't have enough money for chicken nuggets. You're worried that we're going down the wrong path and we might succumb to the wrath of Satan. Okay, boomer, stop with your scorn and your unnecessary concern, because we're all the children of Jesus. We read our Bibles.
These politicians always preach their agendas without the consideration for the next generation.
We are expected to be grateful while they continue to be hateful.
We are forced to rise up through the ranks and deal with what you give us.
It's an avocado. Thanks. Also, a quick message to the president down south. Sure, you may be verified on Twitter, but are you verified in the eyes of God? No matter how desperately you want to walk away, we're left to deal with the mess you've made. When will you learn? When will you learn that your actions have consequences?
You believe in a world that is stretching out it seems, and by no means does it have to be perfect, but ecosystems are dying, wars are raging, economies are failing. All we have to say is,
I can't believe you've done this.
We're supposed to make the best of this. Well,
when life gives you lemons. And imagine our frustration when you fail our expectations.
We feel neglected and rejected. It's time to finally become connected to the world around us. When will you finally admit defeat?
Your words are empty. Yeet. You tell us to dream and reach for the stars, and maybe one day we'll have flying cars.
But we need to save the planet. Trees need to be planted. We have to save the bees. When will you understand that times have changed and I'm not your little minion? So how do you know what's good for me?
That's my opinion. But wait a minute.
Who are you?
Because you're not my dad. You can't tell me what to do.
Let's get to know each other. Tell each other
secrets about ourselves. I'm gonna go first. I hate you, and honey, you got a big storm coming. Because it's our turn to shine.
You've had your time on the throne, and
now it's mine.
You might think that we're unqualified,
but we won't rest until we're satisfied.
Because we have the power
without any anime on our side.
No matter how insecure and incapable you make us feel, mother trucker, dude, your words hurt like a butt cheek on a stick.
We have to continue loving our bird chicken nugget selves.
But when they ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Will the road work ahead?
Yeah.
I sure hope it does.
Because I don't know what it'll do if it doesn't.
So let's continue to watch Vine 6 seconds at a time.
From a platform that is dead until these videos are embedded in our heads and our eyes
Burn with iridocyclitis.
Because in the end, it doesn't matter and all is well because
Because we're all going to hell. Goodbye.
Judges are at it, and 3, 2, 1, give me your score. I'm assuming that is the other way around? Okay, yeah, awesome. We have a 4.5. We have a 4.5. We have a 4.5, and we have a 4. Give it up for those poets that are not so quiet. All right, and keep those hands going for our next poet, Andrew Gray.
My eating disorder is like a cat piss stain on the chair of my life. Unnoticeable by others, but a pungent stench. Dreadful stain on my well-being. I cannot outgrow the growing problem. I've been trying for 17 years now, but I can't catch up to the bully that lives inside me. Just eat. Just eat. And just eat. Why have I found comfort in the emptiness of my body? Standing doesn't feel right unless I'm dizzy and can barely see the room. My ears feel hot while my hands feel like glaciers. Shaking glaciers. I found comfort in the migraines, my weakened limbs and my legs wobbling. You probably wouldn't know that I've been starving for 7 years, but I have been. Think eating disorder. What do you see? A small, thin girl with bottle cap wrists, and pins for legs, but what's really there? A broken shell of a person so sick of themselves they've starved, gorged, counting every calorie, every bite, tracking every movement, working out for hours, every night, throwing up after every single goddamn meal. To have an eating disorder is not to be exceptionally skinny, or to skip lunch, or to have 6 McDonald's cheeseburgers in one sitting. That's just called munchies. I don't want you to think of that girl when you think of eating disorders anymore. See the fact that people like me can be struggling with this too. Think twice before telling somebody just to eat because maybe they're counting too. Counting the numbers as they fall down on the scale, feeling a burning fire with every bite because you know that it's just going to come back up within 20 minutes. I've never known a human to fit me, just like any pair of guys' pants, but I can't starve a feminine way. I'm still coming to terms with that one. Eating disorder and transgender, 2 puzzle pieces of my life that I know do not fit together, but what if they do? My wrists don't bleed flowers, and your smile doesn't reek of happiness, but of disaster. I aspire for bones and beauty, but how did I not see that those two don't go hand in hand? I don't understand why I'm like this, or anyone else for that matter. I don't get why we judge the things that keep us going. To eat is to fuel yourself, so why is that so shameful to me? Think eating disorder. What do you see? Is it someone like me?
Please give it up to Andrew! And judges, I know you've been hard at work over there. I want to know what you got in 3, 2, 1. Give me those scores. Okay, we have a 4. We have a 4. We have a 4, and we have a 4.5. Give it up for the poet and not the points. And keep those hands moving, keep those hands moving. We got coming up next, Joel Gray.
I am the lost. I am the vast darkness that seems almost fictional, the monster that robs you of your belongings, the items that meant most to you, gone. I am the Grinch if Christmas was every day. I am the villain to every story. I am the ultimate thief. I have never been seen, I've never been heard. Some call me a figment of imagination, but I exist, and if you don't believe in me, well, you're just ignoring the obvious. I stole the objects of your past life, the ones you're starting to forget about, like that blanket you slept in till you were 6, the nasty ones with stains from top to bottom. If I remember correctly, it had some holes in it too. It made you feel safe, protected, loved. The monsters that hid under your bed could never attack you when you slept with that blanket, but I stole it. Your favorite t-shirt, the blue one with stripes, the one you wore every day, even though it started to get too small. You cried and searched everywhere. The day that I stole it, that Lego volcano piece, the one you practically worshipped and showed off to your friends at any and all chances, I stole it. The toy boat your grandpa carved, the ones with the words, I love you, gone forever because I stole it. I don't judge or play favorites. Your feelings mean nothing to me. I steal what I want, and while you mourn the loss of your belongings, I celebrate my actions. But the one thing I cannot steal is your memories. Believe me, I've tried. I can never steal the memory of the time your best friend came over and you laughed so hard milk flooded your nose. Or the time that you and your siblings stole soaps from the hotel cart because you were young and dumb and thought, why the hell not? The memory of that sleepover in 7th grade where blankets and pillows became building blocks of creativity as you built a fortress the size of your imagination. The family road trip where the long drives turned into the best times as you and your family sang so loud your ears rang. The time you took your crush on a picnic, and when you asked her out, she said yes. I wish I could steal these memories. I wish I could have something to keep me company. It's getting lonely in here. The joy of stealing your possessions is getting old. The carcasses of once loved items are now cold, dead reminders of my actions. I steal and I take. I cannot do anything different. I am trapped. I cannot tell you what to do, but if I could, I would cry out. I would yell at you for placing your worth in your belongings, for boasting about your toys, your home, your wealth. Possessions are temporary. You are materialistic. I can steal them again and again, and you won't learn. I cannot steal your memories. They stick with you forever. Your memories are your greatest possession. They are a constant reminder of the life you live and the life you love. Cherish them, because I can never steal them. I am lost.
You've been listening, you've been thinking, what do you got for me? In 3, 2, 1, we have a 4. We have another 4. We got another 4, and we have a 4.5. Give it up for the poet and 9 points. And welcome to the stage, our next performer. Please give it up for Claire.
When witches were being burned in Salem in the year 1692, those accused of witchcraft would make God calls. They were called prayers at the time, but they were more than that. As they knew they were heading towards danger, as they were aware they would most likely die, they would call unto God to save them. I call this my God call. Even though I'm an agnostic and don't know of a God I agree with, I need to make a God call. As the world is burning under our feet, as massacres are happening on the daily, as children are getting ripped away from their parents, as our world is crumbling. Here is my God call. As the witches burned in the streets of Salem, people often ignored their screams because evil deserved to suffer. As if evil was a physical being in itself, as though these people they were murdering were evil themselves. It's been 300 years, and we still believe that evil is a physical being, a being present in each other, well, let's all make a God call together. Because evil is not a physical being, it is something we've decided to call the things we are afraid of. The things we are scared of is the evil. The evil we are constantly trying to burn as if we can get rid of it. We claim that we're hurting these people in the name of God, but isn't God supposed to be the physical being of good? So why are you using the name of God while butchering the lives of the innocent? Why are you using the name of God while trying to not feel guilty? Where are your prayers and your God calls while your children are being ripped away from their parents? Where are your God calls as our earth is blowing up? Why are you not screaming about our own destruction? Why are you screaming about ridding us of this evil instead when evil really never existed? Are you blind? Are you deaf? Are you illiterate when it comes to reading the social cues of an epidemic? The world does not need to be rid of witches or magic. It needs more of the magic to cure it of its plague. Why are we not trying to find a vaccination for this illness? Burning witches is our illness. We ourselves are the illness. Witches of the forest of love, of peace, of hope. Why are we trying to burn witches and screaming up to God about ridding us of this evil when we ourselves are the evil? Where are your God calls? Why aren't you screaming? We step on our sisters and brothers in order to get to the light, but your God calls are not being heard. There is no light. The heat of our past, of the fires we used to burn the magic, are starting to light up under our asses. Our fires have spread onto the earth. The trees have witnessed too much to live on anymore. We have witnessed too much to live on anymore.
Keep those hands moving, you're there. Yes. Judges, thinking, working, talking. Yes, got it. Okay, judges, 3, 4. Give it up for the poets and not the poems. And coming up to the stage next, please make some noise for Jay Greisner.
Did you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? I thought not. It's not a story the Jedi would tell you. It's a Sith legend. Darth Plagueis was a Dark Lord of the Sith, so powerful and so wise, could use the Force to convince the midichlorians to create life. He had such a knowledge of the dark side, he could even keep the ones he cared about from dying. This crooked, corrupt calamity has mischievously misled multiple mortals to the belief that either the sinister Darth Sidious or poisonous Darth Plagueis is the Dark Lord of the Sith we've been looking for. However, there is one sanguinary Sith that has crept casually past your naive readers. Jar Jar Binks has blinded you all with his cunning webs of deceit. As the Lord of the Sith, Jar Jar has veiled his identity simply by being as annoying as C-3PO, even though incriminating evidence is everywhere. One so clueless as Jar Jar claims to be would not be able to destroy Federation tanks and countless battle droids by mistake. Obi-Wan says, "My experience, there's no such thing as luck." The only logical explanation for these events is that Jar Jar Binks is a Dark Lord of the Sith. But the feature that truly reveals his identity is his eyes. Like every Sith, Jar Jar has red and yellow eyes, a trademark he cannot hide, which proves he is of the same religion as Darth Sidious, Darth Plagueis, Darth Vader, and other dark lords of the Sith. Search your feelings, you know it to be true. Jar Jar Binks is the most powerful being in the galaxy!
What do I have to do to stop you? Do you take cash or credit? Can I offer a service? Or do you prefer slaves and hostages? What do I have to do to earn my peace? I feel you in my closet when I have nothing to wear. I feel nothing fits me right, but that shirt felt fine just last week. No, nothing I ever do will ever please you. You act like you're my only friend, but most of my friends have seen you. They saw you in their faces, in their rooms, and also their shadows. So don't think you're invisible when we all know you're there. I know you're there with the guy I likes my friend. I think your favorite color is blue. I want to understand who you are. Sometimes it feels like you want to hold yourself back, but you come out anyways. Do you have a soul, or do you just want to trick us that there's kindness in you? Maybe you're immortal because you seem to live in us forever. Or maybe you never get sick because you never take days off. Surely you're not a doctor because you never heal anyone. Or perhaps you're a teacher because I learned a lot from you. Sometimes I can feel you on my eyelids and I struggle to open my eyes. Sometimes I know you're out on the sunny days because you make it feel.
Do you realize how everything is just fine? Because we live in a world full of colors and beauties, full of humanity and equalities. We want that kind of girl with that smile and that kind of guy with the abs and hairstyle, which is totally fine. Oh, but wait, something is missing. 1.648 million square kilometers, more than 80 million men and women from the beautiful, perfect world of ours, like it was just never there, vanishing into the TikTok of the hours. But I guess that's just fine. Iran is fine, Iranians are fine, that Persian cat of the Middle East is fine. They're just drowning into a black hole of time, fading into the thin air, needing lots of prayers, disconnecting from the whole world, needing the hand of the Lord, which is fine. Everything is fine. The triple price of the gas overnight, the old and young people suffering in the dark, being the innocent bait for the sharks, even the blood running down the streets as help signs, and the people's sorrowful whines, even that is totally fine. Everything is fine. The policemen shooting at people, guards in the trenches standing in front rows, breaking down the cars' windows, pushing people in the puddle of misery, which is deep, and putting them in the forever kind of sleep. Even that is totally fine. Everything is fine. More than hundreds of dead bodies from the skinless people and residents, and not one single word from the man who is president. Like it's just a simple accident, and also there is no official evidence. Everything is fine. It's just the ashes floating in the air, and my home rolling on fire, and the damn Islamic Republic Empire is just hiding everything under the cover, and all I can do is just stand in here and say, oh, bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. But don't worry, because every single thing is fine. They shut down the internet, but not just that. They shut down the people's voice, people's dream, and hiding their screams. And then there's our dear leader who doesn't have any expertise over the decision that has been made, and no role over the thousands of people who are unemployed and unpaid. So my question is, what the hell are you doing out there? Not having the knowledge about what is happening, from beating, arresting, killing to savagery, you deserve your precious throne. Iran is not the first one and it won't be the last. As long as there is a greedy hand reaching for the power, there will be people withering like flowers, and yet everyone is acting like nothing happened and everything is fine. There was no blood, no screams, no vines, no bodies on the ground, and no souls filled with these clouds. Iran, Bolivia, Hong Kong, and a lot of the others. All of these countries and people need real help, not just looking and saying, oh, my heart melts. These situations need our eyes and ears, not just our restless tears. You don't always need to have a gun to support someone. You just need to start seeing, noticing, talking, and using your voice for the ones who lost theirs and don't have any other choice. And sometimes you just need to ask, is everything really fine? Last but not least, if everything is fine, if you have a fresh air to breathe, a best friend to laugh at, with, a family to love, a reason to wake up, even though sometimes it's hard, be thankful and smile. Because some people are living in balls with no oxygen, fighting for a tiny, tiny bit of air. And for them, not everything is fine. Thank you.
Yes, show some love to Roja. All right, judges, you've had a half second to think about it. 3, 2, 1. What are you going to give me?
Says, the earth without art is just, meaning our humanity, our world around us would lack its luster, would lose its artists who create, its musicians who compose, its dancers who pirouette. This reality would lose the greatest communication of emotion one can muster. It would lose art. This bond between art and the intangible is limitless. Reality can be altered when these deities get to work. The process can be messy, thunderous, or directionless. They strive to forge in a creative desert where one craves art. Old worlds can collide with the new like an archaeological haven. Such words and strokes of old connect us with historical tethers, both present and past. Such moving pieces can change you, cause something to waken. Cause feeling so strongly, one hopes it will last, for this provocation is art. This craft is rust, blood, and tears, the snapping of strings in both song and soul, changing the tone around the state of our sphere, changing the term classic as we scale this melodic totem pole. This game of fame and music is art. Such a phoenix of creation seems to soar ever higher, for the pen is mightier than the sword, or so Lord Lytton's saying goes. A clash of weapon and spell, such heroes reminisce by a vivid fire. Such champions of fate stand strong. During ruinous times, they hold their prose. Artists hold the pen that evil does despise. No matter skill, patience, or practice, we are the oracles of the present. We add color to a future of dull tone and flatness. We artists have staked our claim, pitched our tent. The here and now is art. Dimitri Martin says, the earth without art is just, meaning our humanity, our world around us is so full of such luster, full of artists who create, of musicians who compose, of dancers who pirouette. This reality has the greatest communication of emotion one can muster. It has art.
Keep those hands moving for slow. Okay, judges. One more moment. And 3, 2, 1. Give me what you got. All right, you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4s across the board. Give it up for the poet and not those points. All right. And I'll be welcome to the stage. Our next reader. Give it
book, or possibly, perhaps, Captain Hook. On my midget hockey team, a lot of the players were inspired to do something outrageous. They were getting perms. I thought I might as well join them. Now, I am standing in front of my bathroom mirror, with my straight hair, having thoughts racing through my head. Should I? How will it look with the curls? What will the curls cost? Is it more expensive than dinner at Earl's? Do I have the jam to go to school with the perm? The whole thought of this is making me squirm. I'm advised by a wise family member. You're only young once, so go for it. And if you don't like it, you can always cut it off and get a buzz cut. That advice got me with my rap. With all the confidence in the world, I enter the hair salon. They sit me down in the chair, but of course, they're going to be working on my hair. I immediately noticed that I'm the only male in the room. I'm thinking to myself, should I? The hairdresser starts questions at me, small, medium, or large, and that's when the doubts came back in my head. Should I? They have a whole smorgasbord of different types of hair rods. Decisions. I stick with the medium rods and the loose curls. Hey, you can't go wrong with that one. Then the hairdresser, without wasting any time, starts putting the rods in my hair lightning fast. I think I might be getting...
Late at night, do you hear that? Rummaging through the trash? You running out the house with the bat too late. The creature made out with a stash. It's stealing from the rich like Robin Hood. I can tell you it's Robin Good. It's human hands and burglar mask capable of achieving whatever task. Those apple cores and half bag of chips it just grabs whenever, runs out and dips, sneaking around unheard like a ninja. Thankfully, you won't see a girl, hallelujah. As cute and cuddly it may seem, it will cut you and laugh as you bleed out and scream. Be careful, don't get too close. It will choke your neck with a rubber hose. Garbage panda, I want you as a pet, but I know my house will get chewed up and wrecked. I wish I could keep you like a cat or a dog, but it's a bad idea. It says internet blogs. Garbage panda, you changed up my life. You're more important than some kid and a wife. You come in and take over everything. You leave my life, sparing me nothing. I can't believe I fell for your innocence. Your claws and teeth you would use to mince. My face, my hands, the chambers of my heart. You work your knives like a surgeon. A true work of art. I don't understand my thoughts in the beginning. I didn't realize you were planning on sinning. But you know what? I fell for it. All because I saw a perfect fit. I tried to pick you up and hold you in my arms. You just hissed at me with the intent of harm. I tried and tried again and again, but a drip of love, you never showed me when. But then I held up a little salami, thinking this will work. Maybe. As it came close, I was ready for a hug, but I was betrayed, and it went at me like a big, mean thug. How, garbage panda? I thought you loved me. Well, it turns out it's trash that you'll rather see. I woke up from this dream in a cold sweat, feeling sadness and great regret. I see it. Day and night, your gray and black fur through dim light. You scare me in many ways, be it when you grab my attention or a bag plays. I can't believe it. The food is gone. My trash is sitting all on my lawn. You ripped up a brown bag from McDonald's, just like my heart that you kept and fondled. As though my yard went through a category 5, you looked at my bin and took a dive. Be it takeout, stale bread, or banana peelings, you had no mercy. Like you did my feelings. Oh look, you've changed who I am. You've stolen what I think is leftover ham. Garbage panda. What I feel can't be true, but I gotta say, I love you.
I know that was working on you. Give me your scores in 3, 2, 1.
pressed against the backseat window trying to get one last glimpse, but the roads narrowed and my sight turned blurry. That was the first time I wished for you. I believed if I wished hard enough, you would tell me that I only lost the part of you that could feel. And if I held my head high enough, I wouldn't see my hands, because seeing my hands will remind myself that I can still feel. And not feeling at all can bring me closer to you. I believed if I pretended you were still here, the universe will listen and fix their mistake, like a child trying to fix their broken glass. But like a glass, my broken cannot be fixed. But I'd rather have something than nothing, so when your picture fell from my desk, I convinced myself it was you. I believed if I looked hard enough, I would find you in the midnight sounds, whispering through our empty house, and the words that ring in my ear, but words mean nothing if they are not yours. But you are not the wind, and you are not here. I still force myself to think every shoulder tap was you, and that somehow I had the power to make life fall in love with death, so that they danced and fell in love and led you back to me. And to me, you are still present. So like a gift, I must have unwrapped you entirely until you were nothing but a memory. But now my memories are leaving too. And when you left, you took your soul with you, and a bit of mine too. Now every time I hear your voice, it's through a screen, and your name is just another engraving in a field of stone. And he is turned to he was, and the story was now finished. The last stage of grief is acceptance. How do they expect me to accept that your eyes no longer spark from the sound of music, and your hands can no longer hold, and that my dreams are just waiting phone calls and my nightmares now occur with my eyes open? How can I accept that life, the life that has the power to make rainbows fly and ice cream kiss the tip of your nose, that life can also harness so much destruction? As if life is just closing doors on those who are not fast enough. I wish you were fast enough. Because one day I will accept that life, the life that can make pain and suffering feel like schoolyard bullies taking turns. That life also creates love between strangers and roses that grow from concrete. One day I will accept that life that was taken from you turned into words and songs that kept you forever eternalized. And on that day you are gone will turn into you were once here. And death doesn't always mean destruction, and life isn't always guaranteed.
About it. I know you got some numbers for me. 3, 2, 1. What do you got?
Hey, what's up? I'm pretty sure none of you reacted the same way I did when I first heard the phrase. I looked up, and I was wondering if I should look down as well. So, can someone please tell me how to speak English? Is it the same for American English, British, or even Chinglish? When people ask me about why Chinese letters are like paintings, drawings, and worms climbing all over the paper, I had the same weird thought for this 26 alphabet with flat, boring sound, which doesn't make sense to me. Last year, it was the first time I came to Canada. I encountered this foreign language called English. English made me nervous, shy, and intimidated. Whenever people talk to me, I'll just stand there, put on my smiling mask, and pretend I understood. But deep down, I was so scared to learn this new language. I was like a night owl practicing 5 vowels over and over again, trying not to have a strong accent. I started from ABC, but never got to XYZ. That was a joke, by the way. But How could I ever describe the way I feel if I cannot communicate? All the words that I said, only wish I could, cannot people comprehend. I've been trying so hard, but still, words didn't work, feeling like they had no words. And the year passed. People still got confused sometimes about what I meant. I was frustrated. I was terrified. I was lost. Pressures came from back and forth. There's nothing in between that could give me a break to breathe. You know, I could stay up till morning without rest, but my brain wouldn't be at its best. I could write one more line without rhyme, but my teacher would think that's a crime. Anyways, or anyway, in a proper way. Now, I am done with the spoken word. No more English. Thank you. That's all for me.
all-star lineup behind me. So I'm just gonna ask you all, it takes a lot to get up here and do what these folks are doing, and they're doing an exceptional job. So let's try and give them all of our attention, all of our focus. If we have cell phones in our pockets, I'm gonna put mine away, you're gonna put yours away, maybe put those on mute too, that's a great idea. And before we get started into the actual slam, it is my duty and honor to acknowledge where we are. I think, sometimes we do this so much that it becomes kind of rote, but I think it's actually an awesome opportunity to connect with each other, with the space, with the land, and to acknowledge the work that has already happened in these spaces. So I want to just name that we are working and slamming today on the territories of the Musqueam, the Tsleil-Waututh, the Squamish people, and the Coquitlam people, and there are some shared territories of the Stolo and the Katsi. So let's maybe all together at once, I'm going to do a 3, 2, 1, and we can say thank you. How's that? 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Yes, that was beautiful. Thank you. We are going to have a slam. Are we excited about it? How do we feel? I feel real good. So you may know when we have a slam that we have ways that we can communicate with our poets who are on stage without yelling, "You're doing an awesome job." We can know that they're doing an awesome job and give them some love by maybe sending them some snaps. Test out your snapping fingers. Yeah, get those going. Don't forget, some of you already know, if you can't do the snaps, what are you going to do? You're going to do some crab claws. Some crab claws. Super cute. Everybody likes a crab claw. Okay, and if you can't do a crab claw, you can't do a snap, you can rub those hands together, make that nice soft noise, and send some love out to the stage. That's always a nice way to do it as well. I found that love. You sent it to me. I got it. It was great. Okay, so in case you are unfamiliar with the workings of a poetry slam, let me tell you, there are going to be no prompts. So please do not say, "This is a poem about my glasses. These are my glasses, glasses, glasses," and then do your poem about glasses. That's not going to work. And I already told you, instead of clapping, we're going to give them those snaps, all that gentle love up to the stage. And then at the end of each poem, raucous applause. Let's get loud, let's get noisy. Let's test it out right now. How loud are we going to get? How loud are we going to get? I told you, you're professionals. Okay, so we have some judges. You need a judge for a poetry slam, and in fact, you need a few. So I'm going to introduce you to your judges, and we are going to give them a big round of applause. Joining us for this second round, we have Miss Ledoux. Give a little bit of applause. Ledoux. We have Mr. Giles. Yes, big round of applause for Mr. Giles. We've got Mr. Barzal. Crowd favorites, I know. And we have Monica. Give it up for Monica. Thank you to all of our judges. We cannot do this without you. We appreciate your work so much. These judges are going to be scoring each poem for us, and they're going to give it somewhere between a 1 and a 5 based on the words, the meaning, and the presentation. And if you disagree with what they are giving us for the scores, it is your job to sway the judges. So please give them some yells, some tell them to go higher. Higher. Can we say higher? Higher. That's what it's going to sound like. And that is how we are going to raise those scores. There is power in the audience, not just to raise the scores, but also to raise the spirits of these poets back here. So make sure you give them all of your love. And because we are dealing in art, and art is attached to feelings, if you have some feelings that come up in the midst of these poems when we're dealing with subject matter that we aren't prepared to deal with in this moment, in this space, please take care of yourselves. There are counselors on hand if you want to talk to folks. Know that you are also a community, all here together, so talk to each other, friends, fam, whatever it is that lightens your load a little bit. Take care of you. I trust that you have those tools and you will use them. Can we get a woot woot? Love it. I love it. Okay, I think we are almost ready to start this second round of the poetry slam. What do you think? I don't know, I feel like almost ready, kind of ready. Maybe there's one more thing we should do. Yeah? Sacrificial poem. Do you mind if I take the stage for this sacrificial poem? Thank you. Coming back? All right. Here there is a poem where there was none, a poem that did not exist before yesterday swallowed the hard truth of another sun, a near miss, before tonight and tomorrow's first kiss, before the mess of this light began to bleed bright over blinking horizon, before I was here fiendishly writing, there was a deal between dark hours and the weary who walk them. A cost for long, slow moments that unravel in silence thick. Come quick, the tab is running. The taxman is coming, and when day breaks in to collect, I want my face to reflect life's light like a beacon. I want a reason to open palms embalmed with ethereal dreams made tangible, like demons in dark corners. I want to show you something hard and lovely and say, hey, Riverside, I made this for you today. I want to press your skin against the sun, tell you not to run while I detonate hand grenades in the cracks between the spaces that make your scared face turn sacred. And then I want to stop the night from fleeting. Because isn't it amazing how little sleep it takes to keep breathing? I want to dream all day. I want to play while others' minutes are spent sleeping. Look, keep reading. This is where I collected every single breath we shared, replayed the nicotine-nervous steps to our dancing, counted and caught back glances at the ramshackle romancing of our quiet whispers, and awakenings, and pretendings. See? I captured every teary smile like tonic for the new worries that tomorrow will surely bring. Perhaps that is a surly thing to say. And perhaps this is distastefully fictitious, but day is beating down my door, tossing threats across my floor and calling you delicious. I am tired. This much is true. And sleep, she is a fair weather friend. And black sky blusters into blue, and my thoughts go on and on without an end, and sun is rising like flare through a fog, and everything is quiet, and everything is hard, and you are lovely. And soon I will be too. And good morning, Riverside. I made this for you. I don't know if you saw that poet that was just on the mic, but I mean, judges, what are you going to give her? What are you going to give her? In 3, 2, 1, give me your score!
I didn't come to praise, sing, nor dance. I can't praise with these hearts filled with sorrows. No, God, I refuse. You see, preacher, I believed you when you said all men are created equal, but later on I found that maybe some men are more equal than the others. Anyway, I'm here because I didn't sleep last night. There was this heavy rain, and it's running waters running across the streets, took away my cartoon bed. So I was on my feet all night. You see, I'm just another kid like you. I didn't kill, nor steal to deserve this. In fact, I didn't do anything worse. I spent most of my time in church, praying to God to show mercy. Instead, the rich got more rich and my dreams turned to nightmares. As a kid, I always found myself different. All I see is these kids of my age passing by, hands in hands of their parents, but their noses can't stand the smell of mine. Their eyes only see my troubles, but they can't understand my struggles. But please don't blame me. I was raised by the stop signs. Grew up with drug dealers, prostitutes, and smugglers. I robbed Peter to pay Paul. On these streets we more one no more, cause we all die for fun. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to justify my wrongs, I'm just saying causes might be just results of other causes. And maybe if you're born on the other side, then I guess you'll understand. Don't let them fool you. For the rich to exist, we must have the poor. For the powerful to rule, we must have the powerless. And all this time it was never I versus you, it was corruption versus greed. But tell me, are you waiting for me to change, or Am I just another victim of things you didn't maintain? But who am I? I'm them. I'm one of the million kids on the streets, dying to live while everybody else lives to die, living the thug life. I'm a ghetto kid. Thank you.
Keep those hands moving for Devin. All right, judges. I want to know what you got from me in 3, 2, 1. Give me those scores. Performer, Megan Kai.
I can't get away from you. You are inescapable. Your blue-eyed beauty glistens in the sunlight as you lounge on my bed as if you own my space. You lay there gleaming with innocence, but I know who you are beyond your mask. With so many great qualities lay so many monstrous truths. When you bang on my door, forcing your entry, the anxiety in my chest flutters and I suddenly lose all sense of safety. Waking up to your cries, you whine like a baby, you beg for forgiveness, you cry for my love. And as much as I want to love you, your controlling ways make it hard for me to feel, make it hard for me to breathe. I fell for your soft feel, your enchanting orbs of sapphire, but little did I know that falling for you meant I'd lose my freedom. You don't listen to me, you ignore the begging for silence, you ignore the sniffles you give me and the red teary eyes. You're impulsive. When you dig your claws into my skin and leave your mark, a piece of myself is ripped out of me. And I can't seem to get away from you, you are inescapable. Once ago my blue-eyed beauty, now my blue-eyed beast. And I wish I could get through to you. I let you in, I provided for you, but what have you provided for me? When you walk all over me, I feel powerless, like Iron Man without his suit. You weigh me down, tied up, cement block attached to my feet, sinking. And this is not to say you don't care, but I see the way you drool all over my friends. It's degrading, it's embarrassing. You leave your crap behind for me to pick up, but you are not my master. I am a woman. And I wish I could tell you this, but you just prance away with this one gleam of innocence. You silence me. Because no matter what I do, the sustenance I serve, the entertainment I provide, it will never satisfy you. But when I sit at the kitchen table and I glance over to the couch, for a split second, I forget all the pain and frustration you have put me through, because I'm still falling for your soft feel, your orbs of sapphire, regardless of the games you play and your dissatisfaction. As once ago you were my blue-eyed beauty, my precious love, my protective savior, I hold on to those vibrant and vague memories. And although you have turned into my blue-eyed beast, I have to remind myself daily, you are just my cat, and you are deaf, so I guess I can forgive you. I don't know all of this.
Where I find out if you are cat people or dog people in 3, 2, 1. Give me your scores. All right. Yeah. A 4, and a 4.5. Give it up for the poet and half a point. Resisting the urge to tell you about my cats. Okay. Please help me welcome to the stage our next performer. Give it up for Mouth Ooch.
Gently when I took my very first breath. Her hands guided me as I took my very first step. Her hands were quick to catch me when the tears would start to fall. My mother was always there to show me she would take care of it all. No one has ever and will ever love me like my mother. Even with her tough love and brutal honesty, she has always had my back and I've had hers. One of my best friends, making me the happiest person I could ever be. From the day I was small to the day I became tall, my biggest supporter, your love has never become shorter. From her amazing hugs and her warm smiles, to her unbelievable encouragement and wise words, constantly telling me to believe in myself, to take risks, and to always be proud of who I am and not ashamed of how anybody else chooses to see me. I often might say things I don't mean, and I may even act like a crazy drama queen. But no matter what happens or how I may act, my love for you is a never-ending fact. I've always felt like I've had big shoes to fill. I've always compared myself to you. I've always felt all the high expectations. I've always hoped that maybe someday I'll be like you. From your amazing courage to your soft heart, loving every single person you meet, and showing nothing but acceptance and kindness towards them, you are the person I admire the most. From everything you went through as you were growing up, all the trauma, all the sadness, all the fear, you managed to turn all those things to have drive and motivation, and be the best version of yourself. You are not only a superhero to me, but an inspiration to everyone else. So thank you, Mama, for being who you are. Thank you for raising me to be the person I am today. All your hard work and contribution towards my happiness. I want you to know I owe everything I have to you. I'm so honored and blessed to be your daughter. Thank you for being the most caring, the most patient, and the most loving person I've ever met. And I hope that someday my hands become like yours, and my daughter reaches for my hands. Just like how I've always reached for yours, and you've never let me go.
Keep that applause going for Val! Judges, if you're feeling as good as I am, I want to see those scores in 3, 2, 1. Give me those scores. All right. Four. We got fours across the board. Give it up to the poet and not the points. And we are going to welcome to the stage our next performer. Please make some noise for Kaylin Joe.
I came out of the womb with the limp wrist, hand on hip, and an urge to suck some lemonade from a straw. I love lemonade, but do you know what I like more than lemonade? Men. But the gay lifestyle hasn't always been rainbows and glitter for this homosexual. You see, my first relationship was in elementary school. The most brilliant blonde hair, the brightest blue eyes. She was beautiful. Her name was Michaela, and she was my first girlfriend. We were in grade 3 when we shared our first kiss behind a birch tree on the damp soccer field during recess. But that kiss, it was sparkless. I waited 8 years of my life for this, a kiss with no emotion, no passion, no feeling. But then I started to think, maybe I would have liked it better if she had a dick. Progress? I was a gay baby, lost, confused, unsure of what to do, how to react. The only thing in life that I knew was what I didn't want, and that was boobies. Middle school wasn't any better. The life that I deserved was being crushed by the evil spirits of the stupid straight people. Could you say I was coming out of my shell? Sure. The closet? No. I could now listen to Britney Spears in public without the fear of being shaved by my peers. My wrist could limp a little more, and my hip could pop out just an inch further. But I still needed to be an undercover gay. You guys have no idea how mentally draining it is when the gym teacher splits the class by gender. The one thing in life that I hated more than girls was sports, and that made this even worse. All of my friends gone, separated on the other side of the gym. I needed to take a deep breath, walk up to the group of testosterone-full bodies, and pretend to be someone I'm not. Sup, bro? I love sports. No homo though. Progress? The closet door is open, but I still don't know what to wear. Then something happened. High school. It was like I got stabbed by a rainbow and glitter flowed through my veins. I was the highest level of gay. I was the gay supreme overlord homosexual lip wrist king. Everything changed. I was introduced to drag queens, Ariana Grande, Grindr, and my own gay best friend. Hi, I'm gay, how are you? Was my default greeting. There was no more hiding it. There was no more no homo bro. The tea was spilled, the wig was snatched. Internal homophobia? Who is she? She's over, she's canceled, we beat you. I'm just a happy twink and a carefree skinny legend. Yas queen, we stand. Period. Progress? What the hell is closet? You can look like Dwayne The Rock Johnson, be gay. You can love sports and be gay. You can have a deep voice like me and be gay. You can be a 5'7", 113-pound Chinese boy living in a conservative household who voted for the People's Party of Canada and be gay. You can be happy and be gay. They say God hates fags. Well, that fag is me, and I'm gay as hell.
Okay, judges, in 3, 2, 1, give me your scores.
Flush the toilet. I'm mean. Izzy knows what I'm talking about. She thinks I'm mean. See, the problem with being nice all the time is the expectations that come with it. You become known solely for being nice. Like, you know Liv? Yeah, she's nice, but here's the thing. Sometimes I don't want to be nice. Being nice means holding in all of those negative emotions. Like, seriously, I'm not actually that happy all the time. Being nice obviously has its downfalls. For starters, it means compromising before having even discussed something. Like, don't even bother arguing with me because you've already won. Before I've even asked my boss not to schedule me, I've already decided that it's too much to ask for the whole day off, and I better just ask for the morning off instead because I don't want to be a hassle. It's not fair for me to have to make her change my schedule around that much, and I don't want to give her more work to do. You know? Another thing is, I can't make choices. My motto is, I'm happy if you're happy. Wherever you want to eat, sure, let's go there. You choose the movie. I mean, I've seen it like 20 times before, but if you really want, see, I have a hard time saying what I really want and feel. Honesty, it's just not my forte. Even at work, I mean, I'm sorry, random lady in the Old Navy changing room, but I'm not the person to ask if your butt looks big in those jeans. I mean, no matter what, I'm going to tell you that as long as you feel comfortable, they look great. Another thing is, and here's another thing, I can't stop apologizing. It's like a cough that I can't get rid of. I think I say sorry almost every 5 minutes. Like, you dropped your pencil and I was nowhere near you. I'm so sorry. You bumped into me? Sorry about that. When I accidentally walk into that wall, you best believe I'm apologizing to that wall. My last point is that being nice means that I'm always late. Every single time I hold the door open, it becomes a never-ending after you, no, after you, no, after you, and I am tired of it. I'm tired of being nice all the time, so I've decided that I'm done. I'm not going to be nice anymore. Except for to my friends, and my family, and Mr. Purdy, and everyone in my English class, and everyone here, but you know what I mean.
Alright, judges, are you feeling nice? In 3, 2, 1, give me those scores. Our next reader, Addie Bell!
There are 10 things that I wish were untrue. 1, I'm really bad at math. Like, really, really bad at math. So bad at math, the days when my anxiety usually sky faster than a middle school bottle rocket. I can't stand to be reminded of all the things that I don't know, so I'll avoid the class altogether. 2, I'm impatient. And I'm not entirely sure if it's because of the hyperactive my shoulders all the way down to my knees, bouncing like a ball that's never heard of friction. Or if it's just my personality, 3. My favorite food is chocolate. And pasta, and grilled cheese, nearly anything that's bad for me, maybe that explains my waistband. I wish I was a bigger fan of vegetables, onions, celery, zucchini. I swear it would solve the majority of my insecurities. At least I still love broccoli and 4. I'm clumsy. I trip over a surface as often as I trip over my own words. My actions display my feelings, jumbled, nervous, uncoordinated. 5. I am the worst type of overthinker. If I got a dime for every time I cared too much, shared too much, overthought every circumstance, going back and forth with the dance of doubt, I'd be rich. 6. I have been told I have more emotional baggage than I'm worth. I think I'm starting to believe them. How can I not when I have a chain of memories wrapped around my ankle and I made a habit of carrying the ball on my shoulder ever since 7. I love harder than I should. I love so hard, I always end up sacrificing every piece of myself for their happiness. It turns blasphemous every time. I wear my heart on my sleeve like a bracelet. I'm hoping someone will pick up the discarded pieces and learn to embrace themselves when I couldn't. The irony in such a wish, of course, is that I'm still learning how to love myself. 8. When I was born, they thought I was dying. Maybe that's why I haven't felt alive since 9. I'm a Capricorn. This is not necessarily something I wish to be untrue, but I realize maybe if I wasn't who I am, I wouldn't hold on to things as hard as I do. 10. I tell myself every day that these are 10 truths I wish untrue. There's so many aspects of my life that I don't understand, yet I still reprimand the parts of myself I don't like. I'm starting to realize now that despite my scars, I can still take my heart off my sleeve and keep it intact. These are 10 things I wish were untrue, but I'm so much more certain than I thought I was. So maybe the next time I say this poem, these will just be 10 truths.
Yes, make some noise and some love to Addie. And while we're at it, judges, I want to know what you think in 3, 2, 1. Give me those scores. All right. We have a 4.5, a 4.5, and a 4.5. Give it up for the poet and not the poem. And helping welcome to the stage our next performer. It's going to be Aiden Taylor.
Hi, I'm grade 9. I go to a school you've never heard of, full of people you'll never know. And they have a quaint little art show. And our students get to admire some gorgeous, delectable, high-quality art. Well, that's what they're told. Of course, it's exclusive. Only the best of the best artists would ever get in. They're so artistically refined, you couldn't find a single flaw on them or their art. Well, that's what we're told. And of course, the art is assessed by judges who always know what they're doing, know everything about art, and would never, ever be impartial. Well, that's what we're told. But something's off. Instead, when you see the artwork for the first time, you're struck with an odd revelation. They're all blue. Just blue. Blue water, blue birds, blue flowers, blue butterflies, blue clothes, blue everything. Maybe it's a theme that you weren't just aware of. They all knew something you simply didn't. I mean, there's no way that this entire contest has revolved around one theme longer than any student has been here. Wouldn't that be ridiculous? Because it is. Because the next time the art show comes around, it's just more of the same. You take a step back and you go, wow, it's all blue. Again, cool. It's blue waves crashing, assaulting you from every direction. You're pummeled into submission by these pieces of reflection. But why is it all blue? What's it trying to convey? Well, this one's about, like, society, you know? And there's this something ship, and it's about society and the barnacles. They're society, right? And this one, oh, it's a long lost love, and there's a beautiful gradient of blue to represent how they're hurt by the loss. And of course, there's subtle blues that really show the pain they feel. And if you look ever so closely, you'll notice the genius use of blue that makes you realize they're sad. Now, of course, when it comes to love, who bothers with feelings of red burning passion and radiant yellow happiness? Because those colors are entirely useless for one simple reason. They're not blue. Because blue does it all, from sadness to slightly different kinds of sadness. Blue is perfect. Every time I open my eyes, I go, wow, this world's disgusting. I wish everything was blue. But thankfully, that's a different school, right? Because we go to Riverside, full of friends you've known for ages, and we have a spoken word contest, where the audience ends up sitting bored out of their minds as they listen to the 9s and 10s drone on about their sadness. They're forced to listen to the same monotone speeches about the same overdone subjects as this never-ending spiral of depressing poems consumes us all, and all that spoken word is. The poets, of course, end up making those monotone, sad speeches, but can you blame them? They've seen their peers do it, and they've realized the pattern, and they take advantage of it. It's a big brain play because the formula works, and why would you change it? And of course, the judges and the teachers, they allow this to happen every year. But can you blame them? How do you tell somebody that their oppression, their latest breakup, their grandfather's death isn't good enough? How do you say, I'm sorry, your pain didn't make a good spoken word? But that's why I'm here. I'll take the fall, so when they come up here next time, they know what we want. And they know that if it's sad, it's not gonna win.
Grade 9s and 10s, this is still a safe space. Judges, this is still a safe space. All right, 3, 2, 1, give me your scores. We have a 4.5, a 4.5, a 4.5, and a 4.5. Give it up for the poet and 9. All right. And welcome to the stage, our next performer. Please make some noise for Riley Berry.
Big ego boost to be up here. I'm not gonna lie. I feel a little attacked by the way you do. Anyway. That day, Terrence, I got you. Yeah, sorry. No, I got it. Okay, I'm ready. That day, in the chasm of my chest where heartstrings connected ribcage ridges through broken bridges and debris, when our hearts spoke volumes louder than any other, it could be heard overseas, the hot metal that was used to cauterize the wound left from you. And although I can think 1,000 words and paint 1,000 pictures, I can never picture you with 1,000 words that describe terrible. I'm not your toy like you thought I was. And it's embarrassing to even say this, but I gotta get this off my chest because you were the worst thing for me. Those words you sent at 3 a.m. filled with anger and malicious intent. An ocean of motion as the waves crashed into the past where you kept reaching for your next insult every time we'd argue. Did it make you feel high and bring you down so low? Or how you'd stoop so low for the lowest of blows? That day, I guess love lost all meaning when you used it to hurt. That day was when things changed. I wanted to tell my peers, and even my mother. I couldn't tell a soul. I couldn't tell my brother. I couldn't tell my step-siblings or my stepfather. You made this cage surround my whole world like a... Damn it. You made this empty chest surround my whole world like a cage you had me under your thumb. I don't understand how I could be so dumb. I felt trapped. This was a prison. This was my conviction. I had 2 life sentences, one for me and you, because I had to live twice the pain you ever felt in your whole lifetime. That day, the first time I felt my panicked lungs searching for air desperately in the middle of the night, it was like a fight for my life. You stole my social life. You took out my free time. I remember your stunt was suicide. I felt threatened with someone else's life. You said you'd put me in your note. It's endearing in a sick way. Did you think that was funny? You treated me like an outcast among your friends. I heard the worst to no end. Were you ashamed of me? Was I not good enough? I think I'm finally ready to say what I wanted to say all that time ago. I hate you. I hate you. Hate is a word reserved for the worst, an unmatched cacophony of unpleasantness, the discord upon discord, the mountains of rage built upon the foundations of sadness, and don't you dare tell me to not cry over you. Like, I'm sorry, this is really hard to be up here. And don't you dare tell me to man up like the rest of them did. Don't you dare tell me to not cry over you. You took my heart and you crushed it. You ground me up into dust. You're a psychopath who knows no end. Everyone I told laughed it off as a joke. My friends didn't even know. I had to hide myself away from this prison you put me through, from this pain you put me through, each and every day. And I won't let anyone else tell me that I can't cry over you. I won't let anyone else tell me that I shouldn't be hurting over what you put me through. And I won't let my family, friends, and mentors treat these things as a joke anymore. I'll look at all those people who said this and I'll forget them one more time. Because I'm a guy, you think I can take it? I can't even get myself out of bed in the morning, let alone deal with you. Did it make you feel good when you physically assaulted me? It hurt even more because I wanted to hit you back so bad, but I couldn't hit you back because my mother told me to never hit girls, and if I ever did, I know you would twist this. You had strings attached to each part of my life. I guess you can say you string me along. I hate that I loved you, and that day, I wish that day never happened.
Judges, holding space, counting numbers. 3, 2, 1. Give me those scores. All right. We have a 4, a 4, a 4, and another 4. Give it up for the red on the scores. And make some noise, make some noise, make some noise. You're going to welcome to the stage Alex Windrow.
Alex, you're so smart. I wish I could have your mind. Poor you. You haven't a clue as to what you say. My 90% grade average does not reflect the gruesome game I play. My head, my brain, my mind. A triumph of trial and error, a catastrophe of claustrophobia, a true tragedy. Your idealized image of me is incorrect. For you say you want my brain, but you say you want my mind, but you want my brain. But unfortunately, my brain comes with strings attached. See, my mind festers with unforgiving thoughts, whispers of rabid words. My mind is diseased with my own self-distaste. As to who you think I am unsure, and to what you think I am capable of is unrealistic, undoable, unachievable. Your expectations have fueled my exhibition, though it lacks in eagerness. I am nothing but an empty entity. I don't want to be your perception of perfection. I am a sad soul, hoping for a momentary breath. But I'm suffocated by the screams of my inside voice. But that voice is not mine, a replica of others. You're a disgrace, a distaste to those around you. Will condemn me. I am a fraud, a phony face of intelligence. My mind screams, but my head stays silent. I cannot display my broken dignity, for that is a form of failure. I must remain flawless, faultless, unblemished. My prized possession, my beautiful gift, something that has become nothing but my worst nightmare. No longer something I flaunt, something I falter, something I wish I could throw away, but everybody tells me not to. My mind is not what I want, nor is my head, nor is my brain. It's an incoherent ulterior. I am one, split into three, a fractional being. I'm a puzzle missing my middle piece, except it was never in the box to begin with, and the bigger picture is nowhere to be seen. No success. I have attempted to whittle my own perjury piece, hoping to mask my miserable missing margin. No success. I have attempted to disassemble and rearrange, for maybe I built my puzzle wrong. No success. My pieces are set in stone and sealed with concrete. No success.
When the sun comes to fall, I am never what I am acclaimed to be. No success. So please, say one more time for the record that you want my head, my brain, my mind.
Keep those hands moving for Alex. Yeah, make some noise, make some noise, make some noise. And judges, I see you. We're nearing the end. You have a few more duties, but for now, tell me, what are you gonna give that 3, 2, 1 scores up? We have a 4, and another 4. Give it up for the poet and not the poet. And we're gonna keep that energy up. We're gonna make some noise for Elena Kessler.
The day I met my true love was a Saturday, April 18th, 2019 to be specific. We just clicked. It was a perfect fit, though my mom does not approve. I feel she's just being rude. Why can't she accept that I'm happy, that my feelings aren't going to change? I'm not doing this to be strange or quirky, as my sister may say. I do it because it's comfortable. When I'm having a bad day, it just hits the right way. I can't help but smile because I know that there's people judging us, questioning us. It's almost like they cuss at us, but it's funny and I like it. When we see each other in the morning, it's like magic, pretty much fantastic. I watch my mom as we walk out the door. She looks like she's gonna fall to the floor. Is it a color thing? Is that why she doesn't approve? If so, I need to move. It's not right or polite. Does she only accept the color white? What's wrong with gray? Charcoal gray, a nice medium tone gray. Nothing. I need people to understand that my Crocs and I are doing quite fine. I'm tired of people telling me that it's not cool to wear Crocs. But can't you see I wear socks? Not just any socks, Nike socks, because apparently Nike socks are the big thing right now, but wow. I bet when I walked up here, the first thing you saw were my Crocs. Because my Crocs overpowered the socks. These shoes are not cheap, the price is quite steep, but guess what? They're worth it. They're basically perfect. My favorite thing about my Crocs is when I wear them in the rain. Though they're rubber and kind of feel like blubber, they're not suitable for this weather and don't work well together. They have holes in them. So when I step in a puddle, I no longer want to cuddle. My feet get wet, which makes me upset. I stop. Look down at my feet, remind myself of how much I love my Crocs. The way that they make my feet look fat warms my heart in so many ways, and they've always been there for me on my dark and stormy days. So what's wrong with loving something that makes me happy? Why can't people look past these holy rubber shoes and see the positive things they do? You know they make you smile when I wear them. Some people even giggle too. And they definitely make me happy when I'm feeling down and blue. I'm not trying to be controversial. And I don't mean to complain, but to judge my shoes for the way they look is vain and utterly insane. I'm sorry that I got up here and chose to rant about my shoes and socks. But I will never say sorry or apologize for rocking my awesome Crocs.
Keep those hands going for Elena. Judges, I'm staring at your feet. I'm staring at your feet. In 3, 2, 1. Tell me what are you gonna give that poem? We have a 5. We have a 4.5. We have a 4.5. And we have another 4.5. Give it up for the poet and mom of poem. And welcome to the stage, our next performer, Ryan Pleasant.
Picking noses, throwing shoes. Adam, you know better than to punch people just because they beat you. Teaching little kids martial arts is harder than it seems. It's not all sunshine and rainbows, take it from me. The troubles all start when the kids turn around 3. They start to lash out, become aggressive, and way less friendly. They're demons, to put it simple. And without their nap, it's like patiently waiting for them to snap. They bounce off the walls, often landing on their heads. It's a miracle to me that some of them aren't dead. If they pass the age of 3, get ready for more. As I call them, devils when they reach 4. Getting ready for kindergarten, they're filled with delight, leaving them rambunctious, always ready to fight. Those fights range from each other to me, as they hammer away at my knee. How bad would it be if I kicked them so that they would leave me? If by some chance they make it to 5, that's when you realize the biggest surprise. Their classmates have taught them a bunch of fun things, constantly telling me girls have vaginas and guys have pee-pees. They learn so much at school, I could use some tape to put over the mouths until they just go away. However, so far I've only covered the bad, which in some ways probably makes you people think I'm sad. But my job is amazing, and I wouldn't trade it, even if sometimes I do want to walk out screaming at those little pieces of See, every kid has a lesson that they'll help you learn. I've learned to be kind and let others have a turn. I've learned to be engaged and interested in what others have to say, even if I am having the worst of days. Kids are an inspiration on how to lead a good life, and I've realized they give the best advice on how to get a wife. They also value me as a person, and I've learned they do care, even if they show it by pulling out my hair. Anyone who has a chance to work with kids, I strongly suggest it, just as long as you are always aware of the closest exit. Overall, my job is absolutely great. Now I've got to go before they kill themselves, and I'm too late. Thank you.
Judges, for a poem you can absolutely not relate to, can I get a 3, 2, 1, give me your scores? We have a 4, we have a 4, we have a 4, we have another 4, give it up for the poet and not the poet. And welcome to the stage our next performer, Ruby Mahal.
Dear future daughter, I'm going to name you Sky, because for as long as I've lived, that's always been your name. My beautiful baby girl with eyes as blue as the sky. I write to you as a child myself, and although we won't be meeting for quite some time, I've decided to write you this letter in hopes that one day you will get the chance to read it. Now, I will confess that I don't know the first thing about being a mother. But I promise you that when the day comes, I will provide you with my undying love. They say that love changes when you have a child. Well, everything changes. That love is so much stronger than you ever felt. It's pure. Sky, I have experienced love, but never the kind that you will bring, and so I wait. I wait for you. I'm not in a rush. May it be 10, 15, 20 years, I'm here, waiting to love you. I long to offer you a lifetime supply of hugs. I can't wait to brush the tangles from your hair. My sweet daughter, I long to share my words of wisdom with you, though I would not yet define my words as wise. For I am a 16-year-old girl who still has so much to learn. I would love to say that I'm able to grant you with all the answers of the world, that I could pave you the perfect road with my knowledge. But I wouldn't be telling the truth now, would I? And to you, dear Sky, I would never lie. I will tell you to follow wherever your little heart may lead, to reach for the stars, because the sky will never be the limit. I want you to take risks. I want you to accomplish great things. I want you to be as powerful as a storm in the sky and as free as a bird soaring above the clouds. And if all fails, baby girl, I will be right here with open arms, waiting to pick you up and brush the dirt off your knees. For I will be your mother for all eternity. I will always raise you up, and if you fall from that sky, I promise I will catch you. Now, I cannot pave your road for you, but I can teach you how to drive, because that's what mothers are there for, right? My sweet little daughter, I will do everything in my power to guide you through your journey. I will show you which route to take when you don't know where to go, and I'll guide you with your decisions on when to stop and when to keep going. I will be in that passenger seat, well, most likely holding on to the safety handle, but guiding you through the twists and turns of your life. But Sky, I haven't even gotten my license yet. How could I possibly teach you the rules of the road when I myself am too scared to put my hands on the wheel? I still have so much growing up to do. I'm in a whirlwind of questions that I can't find the answers to, and I'm still trying to find my place here. Constantly overthinking and hesitating and doubting myself, I am not certain of anything. But there is one thing that I'm certain of. and that is you, my love. You are the one thing that leaves me without question, and although we haven't met, I am sound. I can't wait for the day that I'm holding you in my arms, gazing so deeply into your bright blue eyes. And from that day forward, I promise it will always be you and I, soaring together where the heavens meet the sky.
Make some noise for Ruby! And judges, 3, 2, 1. What do you got for that performance? We have a 4.5, a 4.5, a 4.5, and a 5. Give it up for the poet and not the points. And help me welcome to the stage 4 people. We are going to welcome to the stage with loud applause and much excitement, Shaylin, Ryan, Caitlin, and Christina. Give it up.
September 6, 2016. Deep breath. I step across the threshold to my future high school. First day of grade 9. I woke up 3 hours early to get ready. First day curls, am I right? I've never been so equally excited yet terrified. The sight of the grade 12s causes my heart to jump from my chest to my throat. How are they so big? My eyes drew from the 12s to the other 9s. So many people I've never met, so many new people to make friends with.
Look at the grade 9s. How are they so small? We for sure didn't act like that last year.
Look at those losers. They literally get smaller every year. Can they not stand in the middle of the hallway and mock the rest of us?
The grade 9s are so cute. Remember when we were that little? I wish I was back in grade 9. No stress, no worries, just living the life.
Oh, what it was like to be in grade 9. September 4th, 2017.
Eyes rolling, I sigh as I step across the threshold to my future. High school. First day of grade 10. I've never missed my friends so much. A whole summer without them, they're the only reason I'm excited to be back in school. It's so weird seeing the grade 11s as grade 12s, and even weirder not to be the youngest in the school anymore. But it's kind of nice if you ask me.
Look at the grade 10s. It's so weird to see all these kids I knew from middle school. They all seem so tall and have so many friends. I can't wait until next year. The grade 10s are not as cool as they think they are. They're literally still just like grade 9s, as much as they think they have so much power.
Who even are the grade 10s? The only ones I actually know are my friend's siblings. Like, literally though, who are they?
Oh, what it was like to be in grade 10. September 4th, 2018.
Pulse rising, my eyes widen as I step across the threshold to my future. High school. First day of grade 11. The year when school actually starts to matter. I thought I was scared in grade 9. What a joke. This year I'm taking 4 science classes, pre-calc 11 and 12. How will I even survive this year? But I do get my N in a couple months, so at least there's that.
The grade 11s are so cool. They get to take so many classes and sometimes skip school. My mom would never let me skip school. I can't wait to be in grade 11.
I don't know why I was so scared of them last year. They aren't even that different from us. The grade 11s are so annoying. We haven't even left yet, and they already think they can take our place. Like, chill out, bro. We're still here for another year.
Oh, what it was like to be in grade 11. September 3rd, 2019.
A smile crosses my lips as I step across the threshold to my future. High school. First day of grade 12. Thank God, only 1 year left. Looking around though, it's kind of weird not seeing anyone older than us. The fact that everyone who was here when I was in grade 9 is gone just kind of shakes me. And I was hoping grade 12 was going to be good until we were hit with dozens of university applications and hours spent working on apps really quick. Now though, I'm literally just waiting for this all to be over. June cannot come fast enough.
Whoa, the grade 12s are practically adults, 18. That seems so far away. And they all have cars on jaw like dead ass. Bro, that's so cool. I wish I could drive so much freedom I can't even imagine.
I'm kind of dreading grade 12. They all seem so stressed and tired all the time. But I still got 2 years left, so no need to worry about capstone or grad just yet.
I don't get what the big deal is. The 12s are not as cool as they think they are. I mean, having a car is pretty sweet, but we'll be getting ours soon. And grade 11 is probably harder than grade 12 anyway, so I don't get why they complain so much.
June 26, 2020. My hand shakes. Nerves and pride to graduation.
Commencement.
Finally wearing our oversized cap and gowns as we celebrate the last 13 years of our lives. Leaving high school, waving goodbye to our beloved friends and teachers who have truly impacted our lives, those who will miss so much.
Last day of grade 12.
The end of a bittersweet journey that while may have only lasted a couple years, the memories of which will last a lifetime.
September 4th, 2007.
From
First
the very
day of kindergarten.
From the very beginning to the very end.
Of our slam. So our judges are going to give us some scores in 3, 2, 1. Give us your scores! We have a 5, a 4.5, a 4.5, and a 4.5. Give it up for the poets and not the poets. Now, don't go anywhere. It is the end of our slam. However, you really need to know who won. And we're going to have actually first place from 12 and 11, and a second place from 12 and 11. You are so fast. Oh my goodness. This is amazing. Okay, are you ready? Can I get a drum roll? For grade 11, taking second place, please give it up for Luca Chen. For grade 11, taking first place, please give it up for Jake Reisner! From grade 12, taking second place, please give it up for Mikey Sabaton! And in first place, grade 12, please make some noise for your champion, Kaylin Jones! You all know how to show a girl a good time. This is a great slam you have. You are super smart, super amazing. I can't wait to come back again. And I hope that I will because I hear some news. Starting January, Fridays, at lunch, in Miss Thompson's room.